welcome back. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you be watching this video. So wonderful to be here today and so incredible to be able to make another video. Thank you so much for the likes, for the comments. As I mentioned earlier, we going to wait for the interaction on the video. So I know you've listened, I know you're interested, so we can record more and have more things for discussion. Sometimes we have an overload of an information. So thank you so very much for those of you who took a minute and wrote a comment. I really appreciate that. And the like. Thank you, because when you do that, it helps other people who are searching for a similar content to be able to find this information. So I highly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's talk today about revelations and about certain things that we discovered during the quarantine and during the very unusual times as we have right now. You can feel and see and experience the true value of a feminine, family-oriented, traditional woman during these times. You can definitely see the true value of a feminine, traditional woman during these difficult, challenging times. And let's talk about this. So, just a month ago, having money in your pocket would solve most of your daily problems, such as if you like to go out to a restaurant to eat after work and just chill and relax and have some time for yourself, or go together with a friend or your wife or fiance or girlfriend or whatever combination may be. You can freely go to any place, any restaurant, any shopping mall, or whatever area you live in, and enjoy treating yourself to a meal, socialize, and you thought to yourself, well, I make money, what else do I need to do? But guess what? Right now, you can have all the money to go to the most elegant or your favorite restaurant with the best food. You may have the money to afford it, but guess what? Not only you cannot go there, but now you're faced with a problem. Either you living on snacks or fast food and drive your health in the wrong direction, or you actually need to learn how to cook. You need to get the survival skills about taking care of your meals, taking care of your nutrition and your health, because food, as we know, when we don't care about it, when we do not pay attention what we're doing, we have to pay a lot more later on. All of us know that. We can see it as we go outside. We can see it on our own selves. When we are not lazy, when we are not betraying our needs, we getting benefits. So, to make long story short, guess what? A traditional feminine woman would not see any problem with not going out for a month or 2 or 3, even though she probably enjoys being served. She enjoys to put a nice dress on. I can guarantee you that. She enjoys to just going out and socialize, but she will see not a single issue or problem with not going to a restaurant for a couple weeks, couple months, or however long. And on top of that, she actually would be happy to create something with her own hands, to show her love and dedication, and to make actually a positive experience out of this. If you have children, or it's just you, or even you just dating, you're not even living together, uh, I know for sure, especially in Ukrainian culture, she would invite you and she would be happy to make a meal for you. And if you are living together, it's not even gonna be this, oh, what are we gonna do right now? Oh my god, you know, what we gonna feed the kids? Oh wow, wow, wow. A lot of people are freaking out, and a lot of people gonna come out from this quarantine very, very unhealthy because they living on snacks and they living on a fast food drive-through. You won't have that problem. So true feminine traditional women have a lot of skills that are overlooked and looked down. Oh, you're just a housewife? So all you do is cook and clean? I believe it is such an important survival instinct that every woman should not neglect. I don't care if you don't have to cook, if you have a maid, but if you're a woman and most likely you're going to be a mother, you need to be able to take care of your child. Whether restaurants are open or closed, your child need to feel the connection. A lot of people overlooking that when you do something with your hands, you put your heart and soul into it. You may have very simple ingredients, but the way you do it, how you present it, how you do it, it's gonna make all the difference in the world. And that's expression of love. And in Ukrainian culture, that is definitely expression of love, affection, and warmth. So for those of you, I know I don't really have many people on my channel who look down on traditional feminine women, but those people who look down on traditional feminine women, I want to say hi to them. Hey, how are you doing? Sitting there on your fifth bag of Doritos. But seriously, it is such an incredible. I really didn't think it's an incredible skill, because something something you do daily to take care of your health and just enjoy and be creative and things like that. It's nice to have control also, control of your situation. Sometimes when I travel, I feel a little bit of discomfort because I cannot make simple meals. Simple, not anything complex, but simple. I depends on what they have in this restaurant or there, and it's not always something that is the best. You don't have that choice. If you stay in a hotel, you may not want to have some fettuccine with sauce and meat of the wild rabbit under rose petals. Sometimes you just want something that works, something simple, and you just want to stay away from all the stuff that people add in the most places. So sometimes you want it, sometimes you do want to create something yourself, and this is how, as women, we self-express. Not every woman, I'm not talking about, being the chef, but, once in a while, every woman have an inspiration. By the way, I have to say that, American men and a lot of American men are incredible when it comes to grilling the meat and doing all these things, and that is so hot. Like literally, there is something primal, and there is something something about survival skills. So if you wanna how to say this, reignite that passion and things, and kind of like go cook some meat outside and come home with that incredible smell of fire. Oh, that is so good. Just giving you a advice how to get things exciting. It might sound silly, but for example, at least Ukrainian and Russian women love that smell of fire, and when men standing there and doing all that. So it's not one-sided. It's not that only traditional women are capable of things, but men who are truly masculine and manly, they know their way around, making some meat and doing all this grill work. I think it's very masculine and it's very attractive, literally. And again, if you have those survival skills as a man, that is awesome. Because guess what? You may have all the money in the world, you won't be able to go out for a steak. That brings me to another point: is you may have all the money in the world. Let's say you have a woman and a wife, and you have children, and daycare is closed, school is closed. What else? You still able, maybe you work from home, maybe you are going to work, you live in the house, but you are thinking, oh my God, what are we going to do? There is no way in the world that you can go to work and leave child at home without having some kind of somebody who would care, somebody who would homeschool. And this is where feminine traditional women are again on top, because a lot of ladies who have beliefs like this, they are great with children. With some instructions, they can help and replace a teacher. Mother is the most loving teacher there is, and mother is the most fun teacher in some cases. Sometimes you can have your child, working and blah, and you just say, hey, it's a sunny day, let's go out, let's get that fresh air. Let's make homeschooling fun. You don't get to run around and chase squirrels and rabbits because you sit for 8 hours in school, which is super unnatural. Each time you send your child to school, that poor thing gonna be sitting there when they should be running around and do more of active learning. Of course, they learn the math and the writing and technology, but it is so important for their brain to be able to develop and grow and have that energy, is to get them out. So when you have a reliable, a true loving mother that can be an educator, that knows how to most of us have good education. Most of women from Eastern Europe have very good education, but she may actually not have the knowledge, the PhD, but if you early childhood development and elementary, it's more about connecting with a child, with feeling his needs, with being able to present. A lot of women who are so much in their career, they are so disconnected with their child. They're so worried about, what their boss will think. Are they gonna lose the job? What's gonna happen? They cannot connect with a child. They will give him the iPad. They will say, well, I don't know, look this. They would not be able, and I'm not putting down the women who have achievements and they are learning and growing. I'm giving you an idea about a type of a woman that has that feminine base inside of her. So in the difficult times, in the shocking times of change and distress and all these events, she can provide and nurture the child. She actually has skills, heart and soul for being a loving teacher, a very nurturing educator. And for many families right now, this difficult time is actually tremendous time, because some of the children gets their their mom back, or maybe both of their parents back, and they actually enjoy each other. They are not texting, they are not wasting their time on the video games. They have dinners together, they going out biking, they talking, they reading. A lot of people taking advantage of this time to reconnect with their family, to get to know their kids, to get to know and to enjoy it. It goes so fast, and there is not a better investment as have the time when you completely and 100% present. I cannot stress that enough. The women who understand their impact, their power, that their child looks at the world through their eyes. When you are loving, when you are nurturing and positive and encouraging, your child looks at the world with same attitude. When you are giving and loving and nurturing and you give them attention, you make them your focus, you give them so much more. You give them so much more. They will actually feed from that energy to the rest of their lives, and they will give that to their children. And homeschooling is not everybody built for homeschooling, but the power of it for those parents who are capable, for those mothers who are capable, I believe it's very underestimated what kind of nurturing your child can receive, and what experience you get from that as well. So, if you married a woman who you never knew, like, she is horrible with kids, she does not enjoy kids, she doesn't know how to switch their attention, how to make them laugh, how to get them interested, how to encourage a conversation, how to deal with them. If if you had not paid attention on that, if you spend your time trying to win of the heart of the so-called Instagram model, that make the selfies all day long, you may be in a very difficult situation right now, because she is not capable of providing these essential feminine qualities to you and your children. And I want to say again and again that traditional feminine women are definitely not appreciated. It's not something you go online and brag about. But at this time of a major change, these are the most treasurable. Treasurable? Is there a word? Treasurable? These are the most special women that you can possibly find, because if you're still working and you need to go, even if you work from home, you need to have a space when you can focus. You cannot, trust me, you cannot focus if you have a child. There is no way, unless you have somebody taking care, because if you're not taking care of your children, they will take care of themselves, and it's not the choice you want. So for you, when you're making money, you need to also look at this, that you're successful in your career also because you have somebody got your back. You have a loving woman that is loving your children, that is enjoying this opportunity, she enjoying the breakfasts made from scratch, in reading times and walking times and playing times, while you are able to focus and bring that check so you can pay mortgage, whatever else you need. You can have all. Now let's be practical. If you don't believe me, let's be practical. Let's say you have 2 children. Your wife is she doesn't work, she is a star, and she doesn't care, it's below her, it's beneath her, shall I say. She's a busy woman. Instagram is important. All right. Okay, so let's see. You will need, let's count the budget for months. just to clearly see and point a value of a traditional woman. How much a month? What would be the cost of having a, personal chef, or basically the person who comes and cooks, comes and cleans, and comes and homeschool your kids? 2 kids, let's say 5 days a week, for how many months? It will cost you, in the more kids you have, the more it would cost you. I mean, even in a not that expensive or highly priced state as Michigan, that would be a tons of money. It doesn't even matter, even if that's in Ukraine. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said she finally realized her power. She is actually an entrepreneur. She does work. She has her career. She can work from the office. She can work from home. But she said, I realized deep within what my true value is. Her and her husband, they counted. If they found a babysitter, teacher, tutor, housekeeper, and a cook for months or two, or how many more months we have to go like this. Even in Ukraine, a quality person, they both work, so if they would find a quality person who do this, it would come to the very minimum of $2,000 to $3,000, even in Ukraine. And in Ukraine, this is the money that some of the high top professional people get. It's very big money. It's a lot more, dollar goes first. And she just realized that she's been doing these things she never thought that it's that valuable, but her husband thought so. And she said we just went on a new level of relationship, because my husband looked at me with appreciation of doing all these things, and also working on on her career or her entrepreneurial path. You cannot go wrong with appreciating. As women, we should as well appreciate, daily efforts of a man. The dragons, or how to say this, the evil forces you fight sometimes, to get the check, to be on time, to make sure that your wife is not stressed, to bring in that bacon home, as people say in America. I believe that, I will make a special video about traditional men. I do not believe also that you can ruin a good relationship with appreciating. Most people leave because they feel overlooked and unappreciated. Unfortunately, in Ukrainian culture, a lot of men look down on feminine women, on homemakers, on housewives, and they literally say, you sit at home, you're doing nothing. So, and it's of course absolutely unfair, especially for those women who really put their heart and soul. It is a very ungratifying work, because you're done, you clean this, you clean that, okay, this is already a mess, this is burning, and it never stops, and usually it does not get noticed. It's not getting noticed. But guess what? In this time, it's gonna get noticed. When you don't have a high quality or a good quality restaurant. Just so you know, in Ukraine and in our minds, we do not call drive-through fast food a restaurant. I was very, very confused when I came here and people say, let's go to a restaurant. I thought we're going someplace nice. And then it turned out it was a fast food. So at these times, all the feminine and traditional women are going to be noticed and greatly appreciated by their efforts, by their skills, by their dedication, by their love and care, and everything they do on a daily that considered ordinary. You realize it's magic, because it's surviving magic, I guess, because you can have all the money in the world. Again, you cannot go get it. You can't even hire a chef, somebody who is, because you're not supposed to have strangers in your home. Think about it. You can have many zeros in your bank, and you can be in a huge distress because there is nobody to take quality care of your kids. There is nobody to tutor them, to homeschool them with love, to really tend to their needs. And there is nobody to make you that meal that's healthy enough that you won't have a heart attack once the quarantine is over. By as I said, having your fifth bag of Dorito or some other stuff. So I hope that some ladies will watch this video and see their value. It's so interesting. A lot of women in Ukraine were hurt, and most of women that were married and had a child, I say 99.9% of them heard the phrase, "You are doing nothing. You are staying at home." And this is one of the most unfair, cultural stigmas or mentalities that we have in Ukraine. And it's really sad. It's really sad that it's this way, and it shouldn't be this way. So it is a great time to appreciate. Maybe you had a mother that was nurturing and loving, and you want to have a wife like this, and you think it's impossible in these times. No, it's possible. It is possible. It's a kind of combination. It's not just their skills, not just skills. It's a heart. It's very hard to make a beautiful breakfast when you hate everybody. Just like, just like, that energy when some people doing things for you, but they really can't stand you. And that energy feel if you take a bite of that, of that omelet, you probably will die. I had a little bit of that experience when I was a child, and I want to tell you, it's not what you want to feel. You want to enjoy that femininity and comfort, and it's really delicious. Don't take it for granted, though. Take over it, support, do some new things that you usually don't do. Make sure that, you don't take advantage of us, because when any person takes too much, sometimes they burn out and they break. And talking about the burnout, I want to remind you the new rules of this channel. I will wait for some nice interactions, for your comments, for your thumbs up on the videos before I release a new one. So we have 50 thumbs up and 50 likes and 50 comments underneath. This way I know you really watched it, and it helps other people to see it. So I cannot wait to hear about this. Have you discovered that, oh my gosh, wow, survival skills, we need them. It would be nice to have a woman that would actually enjoy doing this, and you would enjoy, you would do something from your side, from your part as well. I think it's a great time right now to appreciate each other's skills. Now more as ever, also as women, we appreciate men, who can go and do those things that you cannot buy, and like you need to build or when you as a man need to find a new way to provide, whatever that might be. At this time, skills and intentions and care is more important than the actual amount of money, because you may not be able to use it. Coming from, growing up in post-USSR, I can tell you that I have been in a situation where you have the money, but you have nothing to buy. And this is a different way of feeling powerless. So, it is a great time to recognize things that we have been taken for granted. It is a great time to recognize that, most of us have things to offer. And it's a great time to get creative and, do it with heart and love, and not with, and not with a negative attitude. So this is a time when you discover the true meaning of beautiful traditional feminine women. So thank you so much. I'm waiting for your comments. I will try to reply to all of you. Thank you for thumbs up. Thank you for taking your time and sharing your thoughts. And until next time, I will see you soon, and have a wonderful day.